Hello, guys. Welcome back to the segment. I hope you're having a great time. So, as usual, I'm back again to let you guys know the latest regarding our team. Of course, 1 or 2 days ago, the list actually came out where we see the players that have been called up for these games against Benin and against Rwanda. The new head coach obviously releasing a very strong squad for this game. I was actually very impressed, when I saw that list because it includes a lot of players that I had in mind. I was expecting to be called up, and I'm sure you are also as excited as I am to see some of these players. The likes of Victor Osimhen coming back to the squad after failing to make the last squad that Finidi arranged, and also we are seeing the likes of William Ekong also making the squad, which initially he was not among the squad. In fact, I think that was probably one of the biggest reasons why we didn't get anything out of the last competitive game that we played, because Ekong was not in that defense and we had a very shaky defense. But thankfully, the man is back, in the squad, and we have a few players as well who are just coming back into the squad after a really long time. The likes of Amas Obasogie, the Bender Insurance goalkeeper, who replaces Francis Uzoho, in that list. But again, the squad is still very much unchanged. The likes of Stanley Wabali getting the call up, Maduka Okoye, being the other hot goalkeeper who is also on the list. Of course, we expected that. In the defensive area, we have the likes of Semi Ajayi, Kevin Bassi Olisanda, who is also an important player at this moment. He's been performing fantastically well for the Orlando Pirates in the South African League. But the man makes that lineup, and then the other defenders include Ola Aina, who was actually a doubt at some point, but he's now back in the squad. And then we have the likes of Bright Samuel. There's also a little bit of doubt concerning Bright Samuel, but it's good to see that he made that squad. And then Bruno Onyemaechi completes the defenders in the midfield area. Very very star-studded, in my opinion. Alex will be in the mix of things. Frank Onyeka of Brentford, Al Hassan Yusuf, who recently moved to the US Major League, and then we have Wilfred in the Fisao Dele Bashir, obviously uh, deserving to be there, of course, and then Rafael Onyedika, who interesting is going to be playing in the Champions League this new season with Club Brugge. And then the forward area, Lukman, of course, a very, very important player in that department. And then Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, despite the whole saga that has been going on around, uh, before this list actually came out, I thought that maybe Victor Osimhen will be excused for this list because of the whole transfer situation and how he's been busy, with his agents, the club Napoli, and all of the clubs that are coming, for him, trying to get him to sign for them. But his name is on the list, so certainly he's going to uh, try and make himself available to attend that one. And then we have the likes of Moses Simon, who is back after a really long time being absent, due to injury. He actually scored in his most recent games for Nantes. I talked about that, I think, on the community tab. And then Ian Acho, also in the list, is still struggling, trying to find his feet in his new club, Sevilla side. But the man is definitely someone that, anytime, any day can be a game changer for the Super Eagles. And then Taiwo Awoni gets back into the squad after, such a really, really long time. We know the whole story. He was supposed to be with us in the AFCON, but it was sad that he had that a very nasty injury and had to stay off. And ever since then, he's been a little bit, on and off due to fitness issue, injuries, here and there. But it's so good to see the man back again, being called up. Then there is Victor Boniface, who completes the list. Of course, if you check out the list, you will notice that there are lots of uh, questionable or lots of important players that have been omitted. The likes of Nathan Teller, Victor Boniface's colleague, he doesn't make the list. And then Cyril Dessa, of course, doesn't make the list despite his recent form. We have a bunch of other players, but again, the fact is, all of these players will not make the list. Definitely, you're going to have to leave out some of the players and then work with the ones that you can work with. So for me, personally, I think this is a very really strong group. maybe even the best group, the strongest group that we've seen in recent months, being brought out for a competitive game. But we are going to see how this one turns out. Of course, the coach was heavily involved for this one. The new coach, that's Bruno Labbadia. And about Bruno Labbadia, there's been some questions uh, that have been asked in the footballing community, Nigerian football community, regarding this man's suitability for this job. Of course, I know there will always be questions asked. There will be criticisms channeled at this man, and whether or not he's going to be able to deliver. And where I've seen, the majority of people actually criticize this appointment is in the area of his experience in the African football. Of course, he hasn't had any experience both in African football in any sort of capacity, and also no experience in coaching national teams. So these are the two areas that I've seen lots of criticisms come out from Nigerian journalists, and also the football community. That's the fans. When they react, especially on the Super Eagles platform. I actually checked out some of the reactions from there, and then saw a lot of criticisms on these two fronts. But the thing is, obviously, someone is going to have to start from somewhere before they gather experience. If you don't just wake up one morning and then you have experience of having coached the national team, and also having coached a certain African country, it has to start from one day. And I think that Bruno Labbadia obviously deserves a chance, to start from somewhere. And who knows, the story might change for him. Yes, technically, it's a detraction when you don't have those experiences, but we've seen people do stuff without experiences. For example, Zinedine Zidane, obviously won the Champions League back to back to back 3 times in a row without having any prior experience of being a coach. So these things are really possible. And of course, Labadia is also getting the backings of a number of stakeholders in the game. One of such stakeholders being the prominent former Super Eagles striker, and also the man who currently holds the record of having scored the most goal in the German Bundesliga. That's Jonathan Akpobori. He is also backing Bruno Labbadia, not just for the sake of it, but for the fact that he knows this man in person. During the 90s, when they were playing together, he knew this man as a very, very prolific, popular striker in the German Bundesliga. So Akpobere is vouching for this man, and even though he's saying that, yes, he's not claiming that this man is a world-class coach, but he's stating that the man is someone that has enough experience um, to take Nigerian Spiders to where it wants to be. He's saying that, in fact, this is possibly the best coaching decision that the Super Eagles has made in a really, really long time. That this man can offer more than his predecessors. I mean, the foreign predecessors that we've had, the Posero, the Genotro, his fellow countryman, and a whole lot of them. This is what Jonathan Akpobere is saying. But in all of this, he believes that for this man to fully work and get the results for the Super Eagles, it's going to need the support and backing from the NFF, and then the ministry, and most importantly also the support from the fans, Nigerian football fans, Super Eagles fans, for this man to fully flourish, and do his work very much. It's still left to be seen how it's going to go, but of course it's very exciting to see how these two games that are coming up in September will play out. And of course, by God's grace, we'll be here to talk about what has transpired, and hopefully it's something that will bring a lot of joy and a lot of happiness to all of us who fan the Nigerian Super Eagles. That's the update for this video. Big apologies for being away for up to 2 days or so, but I'm back again, and thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to like this video and also share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're just finding me for the first time, and take care of yourself. Stay tuned, more updates coming in a later hour.